It is now time for our feature presentation.
Hello everyone, and tonight our first movie is going to be 1975's classic Jaws.
Is it true that most people get attacked by sharks in 3 feet of water? About 10 feet from the beach? Yeah. And a lot of these attacks weren't reported. That's right.
Amity Island has long been known for its clean air, clear water, and beautiful white sand beaches. But in recent days, a cloud has appeared on the horizon of this beautiful resort community. A cloud in the shape of a killer shark.
Beach is closed. No swimming. By order of the Amity PD.
We're really a little anxious that you're rushing into something serious here.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
2 people killed inside of a week. You open the beaches, it's like ringing the dinner bell.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain.
What we are dealing with here is a perfect engine.
For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston.
An eating machine. And he is going to continue to feed here as long as there is food in the water.
So never more shall we see you again. $10,000, $200 a day, whether I catch him or not.
I'm coming around again!
Ain't gonna be easy. We gotta do it quick. But I'll catch him and kill him. For that you get the head, tail, the whole damn thing.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Well, Dwayne, if I remember correctly, when we did our top 25 favorite horror movies of all time, Jaws got pretty high up there for you.
Yeah, so Jaws is like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a very good movie. It's classic. It's great. I remember being a kid and seeing it in theaters, not when it originally came out because I was still young, but they would show it like in drive-in theaters along with Star Wars every weekend where I lived in New York. And I would see Jaws once a month probably on a drive-in theater. It got me interested in sharks and stuff. I've done some studying on sharks. I like sharks. I can't swim. I'm afraid of open water, but I'll go to the beach and stuff and everything, have a good time. But I always like sharks. I've got shark prints at the house. I've got 3D hologram things of sharks. I've got shark playing cards. Sean's mentioned a couple times that I play a game called Warhammer 40K, which I paint miniatures on, and my Space Marine Legion is called the Space Marine is called the Carcharodons, which is based off of sharks.
Wow, I don't have nowhere close to a fondness of sharks. In fact, I remember when I was a kid, my dad loved this movie, and I thought it was boring. But like when I got to my early to mid 20s, I actually reviewed this movie for Two Guys in the Dark, and once I reviewed it when I was like in my 20s, I actually was able to appreciate it. And like, okay, this movie actually is really good. I've only got the hype because before I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, this is boring, and now I'm like, this is fucking dope, man. Like, you know.
I think as a kid we like to see the action parts and the shark attacking and stuff. But as adults, you realize the dialogue, the character development, all the scenes with the guys interacting with each other, As you get older, you appreciate that parts of it more, and I think that's why Jaws is one of the best movies ever.
Yeah. Also, you guys got a great cast. It feels like everybody was just like perfectly picked for this film here. And then let's not forget the amazing score from John Williams. Absolutely love Chief Brody.
Oh yeah,
He's like the best. And then you got the other two guys.
Quint's the best.
Which one's Quinn again?
He's the captain.
Captain. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I liked him pretty good too. And what was the other dude?
Hooper.
Hooper.
Yep, Mr. Hooper.
Okay.
Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss.
How many times have you seen Jaws?
Oh, so we're gonna talk. I watch it at least once or twice a year. I
Ooh,
watch it on
okay.
video, and then every time it's on TBS or something like that for 4th of July weekend, I watch it. When they start doing Shark Week on Discovery, and all the other channels will start showing Jaws again, I'll watch it then. I've been watching it since probably about 77, 78, 79.
Okay, that's like twice a year since then, right?
Oh, at least twice a year since then. So I've probably seen it, I mean, honestly, 50, 60 times.
Shit.
No BS. About 50, at least 50 times.
So this is probably like 3 for me. So, you know, boy howdy. So we got this little small island town. Really big. They're gearing up for 4th of July. They got a bunch of vacationer people. This is kind of like the time for the city to make their money. You know, people want to come out here on vacation and go to the beach. However, there is a great white shark in their water, and it's a little hungry for the people, and it is tearing people up. And Chief Brody, he kind of has like a fear of water, don't he? And like, yeah, and he's like just like Dwayne. I know Dwayne,
Yeah.
you said you have that too.
Yeah, I don't like open water.
I like I do kind of prefer pools because it's a lot more calmer. It's not smacking in the face and it's not as crowded. But he's wanting to shut the beach down until they get the shark problem taken care of. However, the mayor's like, but the money, and he's like, hey, what's a few people here and there, and a few people here and there add up and add up and add up. And they start putting bounties on the shark, and then like they think they catch it because they kill a shark. Everybody's happy, but Hooper is like the expert. He's like, "Hey guys, this ain't our guy."
Shark radius, mouth bite radius.
And then so Hooper and Chief Brody, and then what was his name? Quinn. They all get in a boat and they're gonna try and team up to hunt this shark down. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. The last 40 minutes of this movie where they're on the boat is like just pure perfection. It is like just every dialogue they say on that boat, they bond together. It's just, that is like the best part of the movie by far for me. But like the whole movie's great, but just that last 40 minutes is just eyes glued to TV. You're not looking away. It's just, everything's great, and also shows how badass the shark is. Also, I know it's never said in the movie, but the shark is named Bruce.
Yep.
A little fun fact. I don't know. Also, in the movie Finding Nemo, they actually named the main shark character in that movie after Jaws, Bruce. But that's kind of cool. Dwayne, what are things about this movie you liked? What characters did you like?
So I grew up, and I told you before, I grew up in New York. I grew up in a little small town called Stony Point,
Yeah.
which is right on the Hudson River. I mean, I could go out my front door, go to the end of the block, go right, go 3 blocks, and I'd be on the Hudson River. There were people that were crabbing down there off the bridges, people swimming, people fishing. I wouldn't eat the fish because it's next to a nuclear power plant.
Oh.
But people would fish out there and everything. There was a bunch of marinas, a bunch of boats, always people out there going around. My uncle worked down there at one of the marinas for a while. He'd always take us down there, and we all go on the docks and everything and have a good time. People take us out on boats and stuff.
Okay.
So I kind of, when I saw this, I was kind of like, hey, I do that kind of stuff sometimes, I never went shark fishing or nothing like that, but we go out on the boats and have a good time. Quint reminds me of my dad and my uncle.
Oh, really?
Just like the, hey, I'm a working man, salt of the earth, do a job, the way he talks to people, just the characteristics remind me of like some of my family members. So I always like Robert Shaw. I've seen him in a couple other movies. I know he died a long time ago, but I've always liked Robert Shaw in other movies also, and he's always my favorite character. Hooper's really good. I like Hooper. Richard Dreyfuss is a great actor. People that have checked it out, stuff and checked right behind the scenes, Richard Dreyfuss and Robert Shaw didn't like each other. They had different acting styles, I guess, where Richard Dreyfuss was like, hey, I'm just going to go out here and have a good time and have fun. And Robert Shaw was an old school actor, studying every line and stuff like that. So they kind of conflicted, which made it on the screen that the characters didn't like each other on the screen either. So it just made it look more realistic and stuff. I always thought that was great.
Yeah.
Brody's just a poor guy on the side there. Like, hey guys, stop fighting.
He just wants this. Yeah, he just wants this shit over with so he can get back to his peaceful job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's also got 2 kids, Sean and Mike, I think.
Yep.
Mike really wasn't in the first one a whole lot, was he?
The older brother, just when they went swimming to take their, they went in the lagoon, I think what they call it, the pool or something like that. And he was in a little bit, and the little boy got knocked over on the beach or they stepped on the sandcastle or something.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and then you kind of get to the end there where they're on the boat hunting it down, and they have a great scene where they're like going on talking about their scars. Like, that's like probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie, going over like their scars when they're drinking and singing, and when they're trying to kind of finally getting along, that's when Jaws attacks, or Bruce, or the shark, whatever you want to call him. And boy howdy, this great white shark just decimated their boat. Unfortunately, he did eat Quinn in the process, but pretty vicious way. I love that.
Yeah, that was one of the scenes that when they made it, and I watched, I was like, oh my god, that looks realistic. Like that shark is actually eating that guy. Of course, we know it wasn't, but still.
Yeah, I felt bad too because I was like, oh no, and he, what's his name? Chief Brody was holding on to him for dear life, and he just slipped. And I was like, oh man, that's gotta suck. But Brody and Hooper made it out barely, and then they swim back to shore, and that's the end of that. Once the shark's done, they kind of just go home. Great film, man, and just love. And then this one, you kind of see the shark the least amount, honestly, in all this film than the others. And but he does look great when you finally see him at the end, and you almost forget it's animatronic. It looked great. What do you think?
Yeah, watching all the makings of and all that stuff, they talk about how they're going to film this part and film this part, and 90% of the time the shark didn't work. They're saying so. They were there, I think they said 12 days waiting to do one scene, and every day they're sitting there just waiting all day long to see if they get the shark to work, and it didn't work. Then they said one day, on the 13th day, the shark is working, click, click, the shark is working. And they did a bunch of good scenes there and everything.
Oh, good. Didn't they have the whole area, some of this area at Universal for a while?
They made a attraction down there, a shark attraction and everything.
Okay, because I thought I don't know if it was the exact filming location or if it's just a similar. No,
I think they actually filmed it by Martha's Vineyard up there in the Northeast. I know, watching a bunch about it, a lot of the actors in there, not counting the major ones, are actually just locals. His deputy, the guy says, Mayor, we're closing the beach. We're putting signs out. He was actually just a local that had actually taken some classes in college or something. So oh yeah, you can act a little bit. Let's get in this scene. In this scene where they're taking all the people out on the boats and they were throwing the dynamite in the water and chumming and all that. A lot of those people were just locals. They weren't paid actors at all. They were just local people talking about, hey, this is how we go out and do stuff on the sea, and taking everybody out after the bounty was put out by Mrs. Kittner.
Yeah. All right, Dwayne, well, let's go kind of go over what your final thoughts and score is for this 1975 film.
So, final thoughts is this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just they kind of do the cycle thing where you don't see the the shark until a couple times near the end. You see it really good. You see it part where it breaches the water and gets onto the boat. Just the actors, the actual main three actors, the dialogue between them. Quint doing the Indianapolis speech. The guys just messing on the boat where Quint drinks the beer and Hooper drinks the soda or whatever and crushes the cans of each other.
Yeah.
I just think one of the greatest scenes my favorite on this is when the reeling starts getting pulled a little bit on the fishing line.
Oh, you got that. You put
and
that.
he's like, hey, this is gonna happen. So he hooks his vest. And he hooks the vest to the chair.
Yeah, I like
he
that.
puts his feet on the thing to brace his feet. He puts the fishing pole in the hole so that way it could get pulled forward, I guess, but it couldn't get pulled side to side and wouldn't rock him around. He's getting all set up because he knows something's gonna happen. And then when that shark takes that string and everything, that was like the setup for when that happens.
It built up.
So, yes.
It built up so much tension, and it made it more impactful when you got to it. You're like, oh shit! And it's just it kind of builds you up for it's gonna go down, and that was a really good scene. I like that. How they built up the suspense for what's coming down. I agree with that.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes in that movie. It's just getting a whole setup for that scene right there. Final thoughts, like I said, this is a great movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. Raid, I don't give things like 10s because I don't think there's anything that's perfect. But this is a very, 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 very my favorite. I'm going to give it like a 9.5.
All right.
I'll give it the highest I've ever given to Jaws.
Okay, well, that's a really good score, especially for Dwayne. Let's see what I thought. Here are my pros and cons for Jaws. My pros! Great cast. Great suspense and moments. Just terrific music from John Williams. The last 40 minutes is just glue. You just can't walk away. It's just pure perfection in cinema. Deadly kill, especially at the very end. In my opinion, probably perfect movie. My cons, none. Alright guys, I'm gonna give Jaws 10 golden sharks. I mean, it's perfect. Out of 10. And now it's downhill from here.